Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet. We are getting back into it. It is going to be game 2 of the series between LucifroN and ShoWTimE. So, LucifroN, our green Terran player up the top right, and ShoWTimE, our orange Protoss player down the bottom left. And yeah, game 1, man, it was very, very close actually. Both players getting up to like 3 or 4 bases. Both players doing a lot of good stuff. ShoWTimE definitely had the tech advantage early on, but LucifroN had the third base first. So yes, a very interesting play from both of them, but eventually ShoWTimE just got a bit ahead. I don't know if it was because of the Colossus and the High Templar, or just getting the fourth base out a bit earlier. I really can't say, but yes, it was an extremely close game, and it was very, very epic, and we are getting back into it to see how these guys do. Now, I'm not actually casting all the games of this series, so yeah, or maybe I am, maybe I'm not, whatever. I don't want to ruin it about who wins or loses this game, so I'm just trying to confuse it as much as possible. And yeah, ShoWTimE won the previous game, but we will find out exactly who wins this game when we get up to that point where we decide the winner, which will probably be in quite a while, because this is actually a pretty lengthy game, which is always awesome. Always awesome to see some very long PvT games, because you know you're going to see some very, very epic plays from both players, and probably see some Colossus and High Templar again. Although, I'd love to see a PvT just mass air sort of battle. It'd just be Vikings and battle cruisers and void rays. I don't know if there'd be carriers. Maybe there'd be carriers. I'm thinking it would just be void rays and shit, what else does the Protoss have? What else does the Protoss have? Phoenix wouldn't be that good. Carriers might be okay, but I'm thinking maybe it would just be void rays versus whatchamacallit, versus the Vikings and the battle cruisers. And I really couldn't say. I mean, you'd assume the void rays would win because they got that overcharge. They just wipe everything out. But the Vikings could actually try and kite the void rays. It's not something I've ever seen, but it's something I'd like to see. Void rays kiting Vikings. I don't think they're actually faster than the Vikings. No, sorry, Vikings kiting void rays. I think the Vikings might actually be a little bit faster than the void rays, maybe. And yeah, since the void rays need time to charge up, it might work, but I do not know. We would have to actually see it to find out if it works. But here we go. These workers just having a go at each other just a little bit. Otherwise, just some pretty standard play. You can see he's already got half the gate. He just wants to move this barracks over, probably when he builds a something or other down there. And there we go, fairly standard play. The expansion coming down, so it looks like it's going to be another nice lengthy macro type game. And of course you're saying, yes, I can see the video time, and I know it's going to be a lengthy macro game. Thank you for the advice, Harry. But yeah, I mean, why not? We've got to fill this commentary up with something, so I may as well tell you what you already know. And yeah, you can't really say much about it because I'm the commentator and you are not. You can always comment, but I don't know, would that really make your life that much better to have a go at me in the comments? Personally, I don't think so. Maybe there's a few of you who will make your life better, and if it really does, then by all means, comments, just bash me in the comments. I do not mind, but yeah, I mean, I just say watch this game, enjoy it, and I'll enjoy it as well. And as long as we all enjoy this game, what could be better? What the hell is pointing over here? This must be his barracks. No, it's actually a factory building the double Hellions, and this Reaper managing to survive there, so he got out while the going was good. And yes, we do have Hellbat drops on the way there. You can see the armory and the starport. He didn't do too bad with the Hellbat drops last time. If he gets the Hellbat drops down and then he doesn't let DTs into his base, I think that LucifroN will be in a much better position than he was last time, because the Hellbats actually did quite a lot of good worker harass. But yeah, the DTs just they came back in and they just evened out the workers. And the Hellions, there was an opening there where they could have gone in, but of course there's another Stalker. They're choosing to take their time, and they will roast a few workers. Let's see how many they get. Oh, the workers all grouping up. You do not want to group up when you're workers. I don't think they killed any yet though. Where's the freaking Hellion? Oh, he's killed one. And he finally gets blown apart. So not that much going. Definitely not worth it there. But yeah, getting out some medevacs and some Hellions and stuff. It's interesting actually. If I remember correctly, he used to just go for a starport, then just start building a medevac straight off the reactor, or maybe that was somebody else. But yeah, definitely taking the time to get the reactor on there. Although he may have built that with the barracks, he may have built the reactor with the barracks while he was building the starport, in which case he gets the maximum medevacs out, the maximum time, and he gets 2 drops at like the 8-minute mark, and that is not something to laugh at, man. That's quite interesting. And the that's not an oracle, what is it? The observer coming out, and he is just going to glimpse these dropships shooting past. So yes, there they go, and they're splitting out in different directions. So ShoWTimE knows exactly what the plan is. And yeah, something actually I haven't quite mentioned yet that I was definitely going to mention is that DreamHack Valentia. I've been saying for a few games now that I'm waiting for the replays. Turns out they actually came out yesterday. I was looking at a couple of sites and they did not get the they did not get the memo 100% fast. But I was looking at YouTube and I was looking at HD Starcraft, and he was casting games from the DreamHack Valentia, and I'm like, what? How did he get them, man? That sucks. And yeah, it turns out he just downloaded it off some site. So yes, I got the replays. I've confirmed they are all there. There's like one series from the round of 16 that is missing. So I may search around. I actually think it is a series that has LucifroN in it. If I'm not too mistaken, I'll just go check. Yeah, it's LucifroN versus Center, one of the round of 16 series, is missing. Which says, yeah, I mean, if I can find them, then I'll find them. But I mean, if they're missing because nobody bothered to collect them, or they just couldn't be collected after the tournament, then yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, there's not much chance of me searching around on the net and finding them. Usually, if the pack that comes out doesn't have them, then they're usually just gone for good. So it's a little bit sad, but it's got everything else, every other round of 16, the quarters, the semis, and the finals, and a bunch of consolation matches. Yeah, and DreamHack, they even got the round of 16, the round of 32 games, so massive amount of games. What's interesting is actually there's only 20 players in the absolute final DreamHack tournament at the end of the year. So whereas like in the first few DreamHack tournaments, the top 4 players all get a seeding to get into the final tournament. And yeah, so there's only 20 players in that tournament. So that'll be very interesting, because the ones I've seen so far all have at least 32, and I think even 64 the DreamHack Valentia may have had. It may have had, I'm not really sure. It may have had even more than that, I can't remember. But we're going to have a crack. Let's have a look at Group Stage 1 on our browser over there. And yeah, I do realise it's cutting out the sound. Actually, maybe I can do something. I'll do that something next time. I'll just go switch with the sound settings. Yeah, so it does look like they're good. At least 64 people in this tournament. Maybe even more. Whatever. I really can't say off the top of my head, because I should be casting this game instead of talking about the DreamHack. We will get to the DreamHack in all good time. And as it is, while I'm casting this game, I'm only just starting to upload the Kaspersky Arena. So yeah, by the time you see this game, DreamHack will be coming up in a matter of hours, in a matter of a day or so. But as I'm casting this right now, it's still going to be a full week away. So there we go. I'm about a week behind my casting, simply because I live in Australia and we have shithouse internet. So I can only upload like 3 videos a day if I really push it, and I've been casting way more than that. So yes, it has been adding up over the period. Actually, I've only been casting like 2 videos a day, because usually I'm at work, and yeah, I cast start uploading 1 in the morning and then 1 in the evening, and it adds up to be about 2 a day. So yes, but we are going to push the Kaspersky. I'm going to try and get them out ASAP. We're going to try and get out like 3 or 4 a day uploading. YouTube's got this new feature where they actually allow you to queue up uploads, so that is going to be beautiful timing there. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome, and we're definitely going to get it out within about a week or so. Not of you seeing this, it will be in a day or so of you seeing this. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. Not really much taken out there, and not really much going out. We saw pretty much the same thing last game. LucifroN getting the numbers out, really getting some good stuff going on. ShoWTimE really getting his tech options up, and he actually went for a 3rd before LucifroN got his down, so he's a little bit more on the ball with the expansion than LucifroN was last game. And continuing with the Hellbat attacks, doing a great job here. If we look at units lost, I think overall he hasn't really done that much, but we can see by the unit cost here that he has taken out quite a lot of workers, but he's lost quite a lot of Hellbats, so they've definitely not been paying for themselves. I mean, maybe over time, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, LucifroN definitely still ahead. We saw ShoWTimE take a nice advantage in terms of workers last game, but he hasn't been able to do that this game, simply because of this Hellion harass. So the Hellbat harass anyway, and yeah, it's LucifroN doing a great job with the Hellbats. And now he's getting out all his stuff. You can see he's going for a Ghost Academy. He definitely, I think he definitely left the Ghost a little bit too late last time, getting them out to counter the Protoss army, but he's definitely going for them a lot earlier this game. He's getting his upgrades going very nicely. And ShoWTimE again, he's been going absolutely nuts on the upgrades, man. He's already getting 3 armor, just probably going to get 3 weapons out any second. Oh, maybe any minute. He's going to get out fairly soon, but he's getting Colossus. He's getting High Templar tech. So yeah, I mean, LucifroN a bit more on the ball with the Ghost tech. So props to him for getting that out a bit earlier. But ShoWTimE is not slacking off. He is going absolutely nuts on absolutely everything. And you can see he's getting down the cannons as well. So yeah, look at all these probes, man. These poor, harassed probes, man. They all belong in the emergency room. They shouldn't be out there working. Look at this poor guy. 1 health out of 20, man. He's going to be keeling over in any second. This is like a, I don't know, man. It's like a bloody hospital, like a war hospital or something, where there's just injured people hobbling all over the place. Yeah. But the Hellbats not wiping out as many. They killed a fair few, but I think they just took the health off most of them. And here we go, a lot of stuff coming out for ShoWTimE. He's behind though, but I mean, LucifroN has got a lot of these Hellbats. And Hellbats are a little bit tricky in terms of your main army. They're great for harassment. In terms of the main army, I don't know. They're good at fighting off against Zealots. They're good at being Zealot barriers. They're not good at much else. Up against Stalkers, the Hellbats do not that good. I mean, they don't cost much, but the main problem with the Hellbat is it does not benefit from any of the infantry upgrades. So you got Marauders, you got Marines. They got a very decent amount of upgrades right now. They're doing very well. So they got 2-2. These guys got 0-0. So they are going to fall quite quickly against the Protoss army. So not good at all. These guys trying to maybe trying to scare the Terran player into moving. He's not going to do it. And he's really bulked up the Viking numbers. He got a fair amount of Vikings last time, but he's really bulked them up now, really bad. And he's in a great position here. 1 Colossus going down in a matter of seconds, and the Colossus having to move away, having to blink his Stalkers in. Great job there saving them. The Vikings going for another bit to get the mothership core, but I think he's going to lose a Viking there. I think he may have lost 2 actually. So yes, the Vikings. And there we go. Here's the push in. He thought he had a chance there, but he does not want to move in here. This gap is too small, and the Colossus will eat him alive. Yeah, so very, very nasty. He is getting a ton more Zealots. He feels like his Stalker numbers are okay at the moment. The Terran player continuing to push these Ghosts, moving out a little bit. They'd love to snipe some High Templar. There goes 1. Storm going down on the Vikings. The Stalkers moving in. The Vikings getting a little bit too far forward. The Protoss army pushing back, but here we go. The Vikings going to get up in the Colossus faces, taking them out, but the Viking numbers are starting to get very low. The Zealots are doing tons of damage here, and the Triple M forces are really having a hard trouble dealing with all of those Zealots, and they didn't take too many storms. They got out of there, but they took out most of the Zealots, and most of the Vikings going down to the Stalker play. So both players coming away a little bit bloodied there, but both players really in a good position still. And yeah, ShoWTimE going to be reinforcing his Colossus, and LucifroN going to be reinforcing his Vikings. He's still going for Hellbats. I guess he feels like he needs them because the Zealot harassment is just so massive. But I don't know. I still can't say whether Hellbats are a good choice. They're great against Zealots. They're a hard counter against Zealots, but when there's so many Zealots, man, I do not know. I do not know if he'd just be better off getting the Triple M and just relying on his upgrades to really push through the numbers. And here we go, a push onto this base, choosing to upgrade it to a planetary here. Of course he has to. He's going to cancel and lift that off. Meanwhile, go a beautiful storm, forcing the Vikings to run away, but there they're going to come in again. And the Stalker numbers are starting to get a little bit low. He's got an Archon up, but these Viking numbers, they are definitely getting a ton of those up. And if he starts slacking off on the Stalkers ShoWTimE, then his Colossus are going to fall very, very quickly, and he is going to lose, because High Templars are good, but with the sheer amount of Marauders on the field, he really needs something else, and Colossus are really the backbone of his army. I mean, to take care of those Marauders, he really needs something. The Colossus do half damage to Marauders. They do half good enough. But, yeah, I mean, once the Colossus goes down, I think ShoWTimE will be in a lot of trouble versus this very, very scary Terran army. But you can see that ShoWTimE is really doing well on the economic front, man. He has got a ton of bases. He's got up to 5 bases. He's just stopped LucifroN from getting his 4th. I think he might have destroyed that command center. He's got another one over there, though, and this one he's going to have to move over. Meanwhile, we do have a couple of Zealots coming in here, doing some stuff, making some noise, killing a lot of workers. So that was very, very sneaky. And my God, will you look at those worker numbers, man. He is down 40 workers. Hang on a sec. Yes, I do have a correct microphone selected. If I have deselect the wrong microphone with my thingy bob that allows me to mute when I press the space button, then it does screw up, but I've only forgotten that once so far. So yes, we're going to keep going on. It is freaking awesome. So LucifroN looks like he's in a very good spot with the army composition, but ShoWTimE has the economy. And yeah, these Viking army is just completely nuts, man. And LucifroN may be able to just push in here and do something. And the fact is he needs to do something, but the storms, he's getting a little bit too hard, a little bit too in there. And he's getting hit by the storms, and the Viking army is just getting shredded right now. He has to move in. He has to go in there now and do something, because he is way too far behind right now. If we have a look at the income, he's 30 behind, but he's 60 armies behind. So that means that ShoWTimE has about 30 more than he does. And he's really got to go in and do something here, but he's starting to get very, very far behind. Look at this beautiful EMPs going down. The Vikings doing their stuff. Where is the storm on the Vikings? I do not know. He's basically run out of Stalkers. He's just relying on storms, but the storm's taken them all out. But there's only one Colossus left, and LucifroN is going to push in here. He needs to push. He needs to go in there and wipe out some economy. He's a little bit okay at the moment, but if he does not do some economic damage in the next few minutes, he is going to be completely screwed. He's got a small chance here, but he's not taking it. He's choosing instead to worry about this expansion, but he does not know about this 5th base right now. If he knew about this 5th base, he would push out and destroy it right now. I freaking guarantee it, but he does not know about it, so he's not going to push out, and this is going to be the death of him, I think. He's going to try and get the 4th base out, but ShoWTimE is just got too much macro. Look at this, building 3 Colossus at once, man. That is completely insane, and I've actually started to do something to my jaw, to the left side of my jaw. It's feeling a bit funny. I have a feeling I've been casting too enthusiastically, but I definitely need my jaw to be in working condition for the dream hack. So we might have to ease off back a little bit, but I can't help it. This game is just so exciting. And yeah, look at this. ShoWTimE continued to push. He knows where the action is. He's got a crap load of Archons. He's got a crap load of Colossus. And I do not think that LucifroN is going to be able to hold off at this. He's got a fair amount of units, but the Vikings were keeping him in the game, and the Vikings are all dead now. He's starting to get up a decent amount, though. 7 Vikings, 3 more on the way. Might be enough, but I still don't know, man. Look at all these orbital commands, man. He is just muling his way to a victory, but I do not think he's going to reach that victory. And look at the Archons coming in. This base is just going to be completely demolished, running away. Tries to move in here, but I don't think he has any chance. And the storm's starting to go down on the Vikings. It's going to spell the beginning of the end for LucifroN in this game. He's got the EMPs, he's got the Vikings, he's got the medevacs, but he is not going to have the win here. And actually doing a really good job of whittling down the forces here, but 5 Colossus are all that's left, but 5 Colossus are still very, very scary, and he could have maybe pushed them away with 1 Viking, but I don't think it would have worked. So there we go, man. ShoWTimE showing that he knows how to play awesome macro games, man. That's all it was just awesome macro. He got out the 5th. LucifroN did not scout it. He did not expect a 5th at all. He expected ShoWTimE to have the 4th, and he was just trying to play a base for base with ShoWTimE, but she did not know that ShoWTimE had the 5th, and that is what let him down. So ShoWTimE's economy is just completely nuts. You got a massive amount of forces and finally just overwhelmed LucifroN. So yeah, good job to LucifroN. I mean, he rectified a lot of the mistakes that he did in the last game. Mainly he got the ghosts out a lot faster. He got out a very hefty Viking number, maybe even a little bit harder than before. And he did stop getting Hellbats after a while. So it's definitely taken into the straight Marine Marauder. And I think they were all small mistakes that he made in the last game, but he's definitely done a better job this game. Also getting his 4th out in a nice time when, yeah, because last time ShoWTimE get a 4th and LucifroN really didn't get a 4th straight away. He sort of lagged behind a little bit, but he definitely got his 4th faster, but ShoWTimE just matched him, just went for a 5th base straight off it. So, yeah, LucifroN getting up there, doing a lot better, but still in the end, ShoWTimE getting that 5th base, getting all of these awesome units out, and the upgrades, man. 15-minute mark, he had 2-2 already. He just was completely insane as far as the upgrades went. So, congratulations to him for winning this series of games. This is a best of 3, and this is the second game he's won. So, there we go. Grats to ShoWTimE for winning this awesome battle. And awesome PvT, man. I cannot get enough of it, because it is just freaking awesome all over the place. And yeah, this has been xhairymuppet. I will catch you guys very, very soon with some awesome DreamHack. We are going to be playing the best of 16, starting off with the best of 16, because they're only best of 3 games for most of the tournaments. So we definitely want to make up for only having best of 3 with a ton of games, which is exactly what we're going to do. So yeah, I will catch you guys then. This has been xhairymuppet. I hope you've enjoyed this game, and I'll see you very, very soon.